Back in the early days of the Mammoth Mine, there was a cave-in, and there was a man trapped down there for over a month with nothing to eat. There was enough mine water that he had water, and he could tap on a pipe so they could hear up above that there was someone alive down there. So they had to sink another shaft down alongside him, drift across, and bring this guy out. And when they brought him out, I think he weighed about 120 pounds, but he actually walked out under his own power, and he lived. Yeah, there's another story, and apparently this is not just a story. This apparently actually happened. There was some extremely high-grade gold in the Mammoth Mine, and it was a real temptation for the miners that worked there to try and sneak that stuff out, called high grading. And there was a lot of it going on. They had to build a dry room where when the miners came in, they completely stripped naked, changed into their mining clothes. Then when they came out, showered, changed back into their day clothes and went home. But high grading still continued, and there was one man named Senner who was actually a foreman there. So he was in a position of trust where he had a little more freedom than the miners did. And he began high grading. And of all, this seems difficult to understand, but what he actually did every week, he made a trip up to the top of Superstition Mountain and deposited this high-grade gold that he had stolen. And this went on for a long time, and finally they caught him. And the bulls at the mine beat him almost senseless, broke one of his arms that they had to amputate. Senner went back into the Superstition Mountains and never came out. But he had a lady friend. He was actually fell in love with a lovely lady from Mesa. But Senner had nothing, and she was a woman of refinement. And he felt that he could never ask her to marry him until he had something to offer her. This was his incentive in stealing all this gold. Bob Corbin, who was the Attorney General at that time, and Tom Kullenburn, who is a historian here, tried to follow Senner's map up to the top of Superstition Mountain. They actually located Senner's camp. They never found the gold. Coming down off the mountain, a perilous route to try with the pack outfit, they found a place down in the canyon bottom where there was a skeleton of a dead mule, and they also found Senner's skeleton with one arm missing. So they knew it was Senner. And they buried Senner down there. But the question was, when was Senner killed? Was Senner killed before he managed to move his gold down off the mountain? Or had Senner moved most of the gold down off the mountain, was going back to bring down his camp, his personal effects when he was killed? You just don't know. But Corbin and Kullenburn made a diligent search to try and find Senner's gold up on top of Superstition. Well, Senner's gold is somewhere out there.